Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Faith. Thank you so much for being here. So I asked you guys on Instagram to send me your assumptions about my pregnancy, so I kind of took a little spin on this YouTube challenge or viral type of video where people respond to their assumptions about you. Did I say that right? So like people will send in their assumptions about you or your life, and you just respond to them and say if they're true or not or whatever. So I made it specific to my pregnancy. So I wanted to know any assumptions that you might have had about my pregnancy or pregnancy in general or how it's been for me. So I'm just going to go through all of the assumptions I have here. I have quite a few. You guys sent in a lot. I will put my Instagram handle somewhere up here in case you want to follow me there. That is where I got these assumptions from. I am currently 37 weeks pregnant. When this video goes up, I might be closer to 38 weeks. Just because of my scheduling and when certain videos need to go up. But yeah, we're gonna get into these assumptions. Let's see what you guys have to say about me and my pregnancy. I am in the nursery too, by the way. This is a little corner of the nursery. I know I still owe you guys a nursery tour. I'm gonna be filming that soon so that you guys can see the whole room and see everything and all my organization and things like that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but that is coming. So the first assumption I see here, you feel like this has been a long pregnancy. Yes, I definitely do. I mean, on the one hand, I can't believe that we're already so close to having this baby. But then when I think back to like October, the beginning of my first trimester, and how sick I was and all of that, that feels like so long ago. And I am so ready to have this baby. So I would say, yes, that assumption is correct. I do feel like this has been a long pregnancy, and Nick and I have already talked about like our future plans, like once we have this baby, when do we want to have our next, and things like that. And the idea of being pregnant again, right now, I just don't want to think about it. It has been long. It's a long time. 9 months is a long time. Well, it's really 10, I guess, technically. Okay, the next assumption is it has matured you, taught you a lot. I would say I'm not trying to be boastful about this. I'm not trying to be, I don't know what the word would be, but I would say I was very, very mature even prior to getting pregnant. Like, Nick and I had been married for 5 years. This was very much planned. It certainly has taught me a lot in terms of what it takes to carry a baby, and has given me a lot more respect for my mom and other moms out there who obviously have been pregnant before, because I could not relate to that, and I didn't realize how much of a drain it is on your body and your emotions and everything like that. But I think in terms of maturity, maybe once the baby gets here it will, but I've always been a very mature, like grown up, kind of old soul mind. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it definitely has given me a lot of respect for moms. Okay, the next assumption, that you enjoy being pregnant. This is another yes and no. I do enjoy the idea of having a baby like right here with me. It's so cool. It's such a miracle. I enjoy being pregnant because it has brought like our family together and brought so much excitement to our family. This is going to be the first grandchild on both sides, so it's just brought so much excitement, so much joy. But in terms of physically, have I enjoyed being pregnant? Only in the second trimester. Physically, in the first trimester, I did not enjoy being pregnant one bit. I was nauseous 24/7. If you guys have been following me through this journey, you saw my updates and knew about that. And now in the third trimester, it's just very uncomfortable. I just am ready to have a normal body back, if you know what I mean. So in terms of physically, no, I would not say I've enjoyed being pregnant. It hasn't been terrible. A lot of women have it a lot worse than I do, but I wouldn't say it's been enjoyable. So I got a few questions about the gender because we have not found out the gender. We're waiting. We're letting it be a surprise. So Someone said, you don't care what the gender is, you just want a healthy baby. Someone else said, you secretly are hoping for a girl. And then someone else said, you and your husband want a boy. So I would, if I had to be honest, I think that both my husband and I could picture ourselves, we can just picture a boy in our lives easier. Like, I think if we had a boy, both of us, it would just be a little more natural, and I'm not exactly sure why. I just have always pictured myself with boys, and my husband would love a boy. He loves to do outdoorsy things, and not that girls can't do that, but I think he probably has just pictured himself having sons. However, I would say the correct assumption here is you don't care what the gender is, you just want a healthy baby. I would definitely go with that. If we have a girl, I'm going to be so excited for that too. I really, at this point, I don't care what the gender is. I do just want a healthy baby, a healthy delivery. That is the most important to us. Okay, next assumption. You believe in eating the placenta. I do not plan on eating my placenta. If you haven't heard of this before, basically what you do is you send in your placenta and they put it in pill form, and it's supposed to help with postpartum depression, but there's really, I've done research on this, and there's really no evidence to state that it helps with that. I think it's also supposed to help maybe with like weight loss or breastfeeding, or there's just a lot of nutrients in it supposedly, but there's no evidence that I've seen. I have not asked my doctor yet though. Maybe I should just ask my doctor what she thinks, but I have not seen any evidence that eating your placenta really does anything, and it is an expense. I'm not sure how expensive it is, but you have to pay to have it done. So I don't plan on doing it. However, please, if you have done it or you know women that have done it and you think that there's some benefit to it, leave me a comment down below. I will take your suggestions. But at this point, no, I do not believe in eating the placenta, or at least for me, I'm not going to plan on eating my placenta. Next assumption is you are getting induced. I don't know, I wouldn't plan on getting induced. I kind of always thought getting induced would be something like you would only do if you had to, because you were maybe like overdue or something was wrong with the baby. So no, I don't plan on getting induced. Hopefully the baby just wants to come out by the due date. Okay, this one's hilarious to me. I love this one. You used to be a lady about gas before pregnancy. Now you just let rip. So one of my biggest pregnancy symptoms has been acid reflux and indigestion, and so I burp constantly. Like constantly. Well, I left that in there for you this time, okay? Normally I edit them all out, but I had to prove myself. I burp constantly. I'm so ready to not burp anymore. I haven't had any extra like gas like farting. I haven't had any extra than normal there, but burping constantly. But here's the deal. I've never been a lady when it comes to gas. Like, that's just not me. I've always just let it out. I don't know. I know it's gross. It's not ladylike, but I just let it out. And it's always been how Nick and I, like, our relationship has been. I don't think he really cares. I don't know. I'm sure it probably is something I should not just let out like I do, but I do. So your assumption of me being a lady before pregnancy unfortunately is wrong. I have never been a lady when it comes to gas. It's just gotten way worse since being pregnant because I have so much extra gas. Next one, you are really scared about being a parent. I would say scared is not the word I would use. I would say I'm taking being a parent extremely seriously. I'm not scared about it. I have a lot of support with my husband and my mom, and I feel very confident in the way that I plan to parent, but I am taking it very seriously. So I definitely do think through things like, oh my gosh, I don't know, this is really bad. I think this happens when you're pregnant because you're so emotional, but you start to think about like all the bad things that could happen, like what if my kid ends up doing this or that? So I guess you could say like I'm scared, but not, I wouldn't say I'm scared to be a parent. I'm scared that I could end up parenting well and still having a child or a kid that it just like is not a good kid. But no, I'm not scared to be a parent. I'm excited to be a parent, and I know that I have a lot of support around me, so I'm not scared. Next assumption, you haven't gotten one stretch mark. That is not true, but not where you'd think. So it is true, I have not gotten one stretch mark on my stomach at all. I don't have any stretch marks here, but I've noticed a couple stretch marks on my boobs. I've always been pretty small chested, and my boobs during this pregnancy have gotten really big, and I think that that's probably why. They're really small, I really don't care, and I haven't gotten any on my stomach, so I really have been lucky when it comes to stretch marks, and my mom never got them. I think skin is very genetic, so I've just been really lucky. I have used a stretch mark cream. I'll link it down below if I can find it. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I honestly don't think it does, because I've used it maybe every other day, if that. I think it really is just genetic. Next assumption, you haven't read any baby books. That is, I haven't finished any baby books, so I guess it's kind of true. I do have the like what to expect when you're expecting type of book that you get from your doctor. Sorry if the angle or lighting changed at all, I just had to change the battery in my camera, it was dying. As I was saying, I have that like what to expect when you're expecting book, or I think they call it something else now, I don't know. It was just the book that my OB gave me, and I've read most of it, like probably more than half, but not the whole thing. And I haven't gotten any other books to read. I really like to do my research online, so I guess that's accurate. I have not read any baby books. I've kind of touched on this already, but one of the assumptions was you have a new appreciation for your own mama. And that is so true. I have like a feeling of empathy for people that are pregnant if you're struggling with it, just because it is so much on your body. Like, it is a lot on your body. And I just really do appreciate, actually I was just talking to my mom last night about this. She has always said, like, if I ever say I love you, she has always said I love you more. And I always thought oh, that's great, like my mom loves me more, like of course, like she's my mom. But I totally get it now. There's no way this child is ever gonna love me how much I love it. Just the love I already have for the baby makes me realize how much love my mom has for me, and it's just crazy. So the next assumption is you have a birthing plan, but will trust him, God, with any plans he has for you and your baby. I have a very generic birthing plan. I don't have anything written out. I just know that I would like to deliver naturally. And that's basically it. I know that I want Nick to cut the umbilical cord. I know that I'm going to have skin to skin after. Those are things I know I want. I'm going to try to not get an epidural. I just feel like I would rather be in control. I think I have a pretty good pain tolerance. We will see. Obviously, it's going to be unlike anything I've experienced before. But I'm going to try and hold off on any of that as much as possible. So that is my birthing plan. However, this assumption is 100% correct. I've been praying for this baby and for this delivery throughout my entire pregnancy, and I will trust that God is protecting us, me and the baby, and if something else needs to happen, like I need to have a C-section or I can't handle the pain and want to have an epidural, I'm totally open to changing my birth plan, and I'm just going to trust that everything will go okay. The next assumption, you always talk to baby Drew. When I read this one, I kind of felt guilty because I don't think I really talk to the baby. I don't know, should I be? I don't talk to the baby. I think about the baby all the time. I talk about the baby all the time, but I don't talk to the baby. I mean, I guess when the baby kicks me, I'll be like, hey, you know, and I'll like pat it back. But I don't just like sit here by myself and talk to the babies. I haven't really done that. Am I supposed to do that? I don't know. Okay, and last couple assumptions are about my weight. The first one was, you have gained less weight than you expected. The other one was, have you become a little fat? I don't know, you tell me. Do you think I've become a little fat? So I'll just be completely open and transparent with you. At this point in my pregnancy, at 37 weeks, I have gained 35 pounds. So they say you're supposed to gain between 25 and 30, I think, for the whole pregnancy. So I am a little over that, but I guess I wish I would be like 5 pounds less than what I am, but it's really not that big of a deal to me. I think I've done pretty well. The reason I gained 35 and didn't stay within that 25 and 30, I know 100% is because of my first trimester. I was so nauseous all the time. The only food that sounded good was carbs and like pasta, bread, carbs, and I gained the most weight in that first trimester, when really in the first trimester you're not supposed to gain that much weight. So that's why I think I'm a little ahead of the curve. But no, I do not think that I've gotten fat or anything like that. But even if you do, like, you are carrying a human being. There's a miracle happening inside of you. If you gain a little more weight than what you were supposed to or planned to, it's not the end of the world. Like, there is something amazing happening. You're bringing a life into the world. So, you know, I don't really care that I've gained a little more weight than I wanted to. I think 35 pounds at this point is not terrible. Really, when I look at my body, I don't think I've changed that much. I think I'm gonna be in an okay place after having the baby to be able to get back down to the weight I was. So I'm happy with where I've gotten to, and I don't think I've become a little fat. So those were all of the assumptions that you guys brought to me. I hope that you enjoyed hearing them all and hearing my responses to them. I'm gonna give you a little close-up bump date so that you can see the bump. So here is my bump right now. You know what? I will show you the skin so you can see. I've been really lucky. Like I said, no stretch marks. My belly button looks a little crazy. Like, it's really dark around here. I'm not sure what that is. It kind of feels almost bruised. But yeah, I haven't gotten any stretch marks there, just on my boobs, but I'm not gonna flash you my boobs. That is it for this video though, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!